What is up, people? This is the Vinyl Casket, home to the mistakes. You can check out my YouTube channel at the Vinyl Casket, all one word, as well as a Twitch. We can subscribe, like, and comment. Hit the bell for much, much more. Getting those comments, we appreciate it. We were off the end of last week. There was just not enough time to do what I needed to do. I wasn't around. I wasn't home. Had a bunch of union stuff going on. So I have a surplus of videos to do starting now. And this is going to be the weekly comic book review. If you know, you know. Every Wednesday we buy the books, we read the books, we bag and board the books, we put them in the light box, we take photos, we go on the Instagram at Vinyl Casket Comics, where we do little write-ups, and then we discuss them here on YouTube every single week for the last, I want to say, 3 years. Cheers to that. We go Indies, Marvel, DC. We rate them 1 through 10. And at the end, I give you a quick top 5. Stay tuned to the channel. There will be a couple cool videos, including comics, including what I got from Free Comic Book Day, even though I missed Free Comic Book Day. So we'll talk about that in a different video. Starting off strong, we're going to start off with Indies with Image and Skybound with the variant for issue 8 of I Hate This Place. The variants are the same exact covers as the original A covers, except instead of I Hate This Place, it says Fuck This Place. And that's the ongoing B variants for the entire series. This series dropped off this issue for me. Last issue, I had some problems with it. Personally, I was kind of like, this is getting a little too weird for me. This is kind of getting out of my wheelhouse. If you don't know, the first 6 issues came out, and there was a big hiatus, like 2 months, 3 months, maybe even more than 3 months between issue 6 and issue 7. Issue 7 finally came out after like a long wait, and it felt like I missed a whole event in between the end of 6 and the start of 7. I was very lost, but I was able to like keep up with what was going on. I kind of recognized some of the characters, and it kind of felt like they had a crazy role but didn't in the last issue. Like with any build, I felt like they forgot about the whole alien thing or the ghost thing, and they overlapped each other way too much. Finally, I think they went into the past or the future or something, or that might have been in this issue. You know, this issue they went to the future. So this issue, they end up in the future. I'm still confused how there's like guys that were good guys helping them. They're now zombies that are now helping them. It was just a lot. This issue felt very confusing. Last issue felt very confusing, but this one really nailed it in the coffin. I think the art's awesome. I like the concept of the original 6 issues. I'm going to give it one more issue. If it can hook me back in, if it can wheel me around, I will stick with it. If not, it's kind of cutting it close. It's just so weird and borders on like that edge of just too much strange. It's like one of those weird image books that should be a manga rather than a comic book, if you understand the difference. But I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10. We're gonna move on to another Image title, which is amazing. This is issue 24 of Radiant Black. This is the B cover, I believe. Does it say it on there? No, it does not. It usually does. Yes, I believe this is the B cover for Radiant Black. And in this issue, dude, they're really building this storyline leading into the second annual supermassive event. And it's cool because we're getting, instead of Inferno Go Red, we're getting Dead Lucky or Unlucky Dead or whatever it was. And really, really interesting, like a dilemma. They're back in existence. This is one of the issues that you could buy as a blacklight issue. And it was just really good artwork, really cool, like design composition in some of these panels, and the whole, like, we've kind of gone through this before, but it was with one of them trying to save the other. Now it's both of them, and they end up like only one of them can have the power. Like, I'm really curious what's going to happen and how they're going to get to this conclusion and how it's going to impact the event. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. I thought it was incredible. moving on to Marvel, we have one book from Marvel for the week. This is issue 23 of Moon Knight with that B cover. Moon Knight, this continues to be good, consistently good, but we're in a area of side stories. So it seems like we've gotten like 3 side stories the last 3 issues. Even though there's like a big there's a big storyline happening, and we could really get some of that. I think last issue was tied into the storyline, but this issue was a crossover between Moon Knight and Dylan Brock, the current Venom, Eddie Brock's son. Really interesting. I liked it, the dynamic there. I liked the crossover. It was cool. I know we're getting like the edge of the Venom verse or the end of the Venom verse, whatever that is, coming soon. So I guess that's like a tie-in leading into that hype. It was okay. It was an okay issue. It was drawn beautifully. It was interesting. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Nothing special, nothing amazing. Moving on to DC, though, we got 3 really good books. So we're going to start off with issue 1 of boom, Shazam. So this is with one magic word, Shazam. Okay, that's just a subtitle. This is part of Dawn of DC. This is written by Mark Waid and drawn by Dan Mora. Awesome A cover, awesome issue. I'm not a massive Shazam fan. The last Shazam miniseries that was just about regular Captain Marvel, Shazam, was tied into Teen Titans Academy. I know we got a Shazam with Mary Marvel as Shazam, but this is regular old Billy Batson as Shazam back, and I was interested in what he was doing in Teen Titans Academy, so I followed him into here. I love Mark Waid, I love Dan Mora, and it does not disappoint. I highly recommend, if you're a fan of Shazam, get into it. If you're a fan of Dan Mora and Mark Waid, get into this. Don't want to spoil this issue because nothing really crazy does happen, but it is interesting in setting the scene for where these characters exist in this new slate of DC. So I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10, and I'm going to move on to Batman issue 135. This is a variant cover. I love this cover. I was so happy to find this in the stack because I requested it. It wasn't in my pile, and then I swapped out for this issue because this is the cover I wanted, with all the male Robins there in like their definitive costumes, right? So you got Dick in his little shorts, you got Damian in his new costume, and then my only issue is that I can't tell who's Tim and who's Jason, because obviously I want to say the buff one is Jason and the scrawny one's Tim, but Tim has been portrayed as buff before, and this screams Tim vibes, as like he was Robin for a very long time. So there was a point where he had like a really beefed out costume with like, you know, the shoulder pads and everything, but he looks evil, like angry. There's some blood in his hair. Oh, they all have that. So I can't tell, like the hairstyle, maybe that's Jason, but then I feel like he's too scrawny to be Tim. But Jason died young, so he could be portrayed as scrawny, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because Dick has the green cape and they have yellow capes. All right, moving on. Awesome issue. Failsafe's been done. The Red Mask storyline, the alternate Batman, alternate universe. He at the end reunites with Tim Drake and is headed back. Awesome fight. This guy who in this reality would become the Joker is trying to become the Joker and can't, and then traverses around worlds creating new Jokers and has to team up with that world's Catwoman, and very interesting. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. Great climax, great ending. It was an interesting story. It wasn't the best. It was interesting though. And I liked it. I really liked it. I liked Alfred here. It was really cool to see Alfred again. So with that being said, I'm going to give this a 7.5 out of 10. I'm excited to see where Batman goes from here. And then we're going to move on to my last issue of the week. And this is issue 798 of The Flash with the variant B cardstock cover. incredible art, incredible issue. So, you know, we're getting so much cool stuff. So finally, Wally has his new kid, and then what's her name? Granny Goodness shows up and steals the baby, and now they're all going on a mission to try to get the kid back. So Wally, Wallace, they call Gold Beetle, but we get an early version of her, so she doesn't know Wally, which is just weird. Because if Wally's so big in the future, why wouldn't she know him from Inception if she's not from the future herself? But awesome, super cool issue. I can't wait to see the storyline get continued. We have 2 more issues until 800, and then it gets renumbered and gets new creative team. I'm so sad to see Mr. Adams leave, but it's been a pleasure, and I am so hyped for this story. This is getting an 8 out of 10, easy. We're gonna quickly do a top 5. TC's really nailing it, really nailing me here. Really nailing me. They got all 3 books to make the top 5, so that's 4. Yeah, I only got 6 books. So we'll start off with Batman, then we'll go Moon Knight, Shazam, Radiant Black, and the pick of the week is Flash. I feel like that happens every single week, but whatever. Those are my picks for the week, guys. Stay tuned. There's so much more videos I'm going to be making this week, so stay tuned to the home of Lamest Taste for comic book reviews, pickups, hauls, manga reviews, anime, TV shows, much more, including trailer reactions and everything. Remember, all one word, The Vinyl Casket, on YouTube and Twitch, where you can subscribe, like, and comment, the bell for much more. And remember to do a massive favor and stay lame.